Hi everyone, welcome back to my class. I hope you all are doing good. Let's revise chapter 2, globe, latitudes and longitudes. First, let's see what is globe. Globe is a true model of the earth. What is globe? Globe is a true model of earth. Look at the image. You can see the globe here. This is globe. Globes may be vary size and type, big one which cannot be carried easily, small pocket globes, globe like balloons which can be inflated and are handy and carried with easy. The globes is not fixed. It can be rotated the same way as a top spin or a potter's wheel is rotated. On the globe, countries, continents and oceans are shown in their correct size. It is difficult to describe the location of point on a sphere like the earth. Now the question rises how to locate a place on it. We need certain points of reference and lines to find out the location of places. So you will notice that a needle is fixed through the globe in a tilted manner, which is called the axis. Now children, look at this image. See, there is a needle which passes through the globe. This needle is known as here there is a needle, no, this is known as from here which passes through the globe. That needle is known as axis. What is axis? Needle is fixed through the globe in a tilted manner, which is called its axis. 2 points on the globe through which the needle passes are 2 poles. So the needle is passing through this. So this is called as 2 poles. The upper part is north pole and the lower part is south pole. The real earth has no such needle. This is imagined, that's all children. The real earth has no such needle. It moves around its axis, which is an imaginary line. So another imaginary line running on the globe divides it into 2 equal parts. What is that? Another imaginary line running on the globe divides it into 2 equal parts. This line is known as the equator. Have you understood what is an equator? Another imaginary line running on the globe divides it into 2 equal parts. This line is known as the equator. Let me show the image of the globe. This is the image of globe, children. Now you will be understanding. So the red line which passes through east to west or west to east, the red line, that is equator. That is 0 degree. It starts from 0 degree. Have you understood? This is the model of earth, and 0 degree is an imaginary line which passes through east to west. That line is known as equator. So red color line is the equator. The northern half of the earth is known as northern hemisphere. The topmost earth, so the equator divides the earth into the 2 halves, is it? So the upper part is known as northern hemisphere and the lower part is known as southern hemisphere. Have you understood what is equator? An imaginary line running on the globe which divides it into 2 half parts. This line is known as equator. That is, equator passes through 0 degree. What is the globe is measured with the degree. So which degree it passes equator? 0 degree. The upper part is known as northern hemisphere and the lower part is known as southern hemisphere. Both are equal halves. Both are what? Equal halves. Therefore the equator is an imaginary circular line and is very important reference point to locate places on the earth. All parallel circles from the equator up to the poles are called parallels of latitudes. Now let's see what is latitudes. All the parallel circles, so you can see other blue circles and which poles. We understood what is poles, the top top and lower pole, that those are, there are two poles, that is north pole and south pole. So the circles, parallel circles which from the equator up to the poles are called parallels of latitudes. Latitudes are measured in degrees. Have you understood what is parallel of latitudes? All parallel circles from the equator up to the poles are called parallels of latitudes. Okay. Now let's see the value of each latitudes. The equator represents the 0-degree latitude. The distance from the equator to either of the pole is 1/4 of a circle round the earth. It will measure 1/4 of 360 degrees. 90 degrees north latitude marks the North Pole and 90 degrees south latitude marks the South Pole. As such, all parallels north of the equator are called north latitudes. Similarly, all parallels south of the equator are called south latitudes. The value of each latitude is therefore followed by either the word north or south. Generally, this is indicated by the letter N or S. For example, 20 degree north or 20 degree south we will say. Let's see the important parallels of latitudes. Children, by seeing this image also you can find out the what is latitude. See all the parallel circles to the poles from equator from the equator to all the parallel circles. These are known as parallel latitudes. What these are known as? Parallel latitudes. As I said, the equator divides the earth into two halves, no? So upper part is north equator, north poles, and the lower one is south pole. So how we indicate? North, N for north and S for south. You can easily identify. So have you understood what is latitudes? All the parallel circles from the equator to the poles. So north till the north poles and also the till the south poles, they are known as parallel latitudes. Now let's see the important parallels of latitudes. Let's see the important parallels of latitudes. Equator is the 0-degree, is it? And north pole is 90 degree. North pole is 90 degree and here south pole 90 degree. So there are four important parallels of latitudes, that is Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn, Arctic Circle, Antarctic Circle. Now look at the image, you will be understanding torrid zones. The equator, Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn, middle, that is called torrid zone, and the from the Tropic of Cancer to Arctic Circle, that part, middle part is known as north temperate zone, and the poles, near the poles is the frigid zone. Now let's see about that. Heat zones of the earth. What are the heat zones? What are the torrid zone, temperate zone and freezing zone. What are the three heat zones of the earth? Torrid zones, temperate zones and freezing zone. What are the three heat zones of the earth? Torrid zone, temperate zones and freezing zones. The midday sun is exactly overhead at least once a year on all latitudes in between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. This area therefore receives maximum heat and is called torrid zone. That is, what is this? 0 degree to 23 and half degree north and 0 degree to 23 and half degree south is known as torrid zone. Okay children, now let's see temperate zones. Let me show the image of torrid zone. Look at this image. There are three heat zones, that is torrid zones, temperate zone and freezing zone. 0 degree to 23 and half degree north, 0 degree to 23 and half degree south is known as torrid zone, and from 23 and half degree north to 66 and half degree north is north, and 23 and 23 and half degree south to 66 and half degree north, this is known as temperate zone, and 90 degree of the poles, the last one is freezing zone, that is very cool area. The freezing zone will be very cold and the temperate zone will be moderate heat will be there, but in the freezing zones are very cold area. Now let's see about the longitudes. What are longitude? To fix the position of a place, it is necessary to know something more than the latitude of that place. So let's see what are this longitudes. The lines of reference running from the North Pole to the South Pole. These lines of references are called meridians of longitude. Now, how we have seen the west to east, all parallel circles, they are known as parallel latitudes. Same like that, north to south or south to north, there is an imaginary line. Those lines are known as longitudes. What they are known as? Longitudes or meridians of longitudes, or these lines are known as meridians of longitude. By seeing this image, you will be understanding what is the longitudes. Understood? So the vertical lines, what line? These lines are vertical lines, no? So you can easily understood about longitude. Now let's see the British Royal Observatory is located. This meridian is called the prime meridian. Its value is 0 degree longitude, and from it we count 180 degree eastward as well as 180 degree westward. That is, look at this image, you will be understanding what is prime meridian. 0 degree value latitude is known as equator. Same like that, 0 degree longitude is known as prime meridian. What it is known as? Prime meridian. I will be showing the image. Children, look at the image, you will be understanding. So North Pole they have mentioned, and the lower part is the South Pole, and prime meridian. So longitudes. Look at the image, the red color line, that is longitude. What is that red line show indicates? That is 0 degree, and it is known as prime meridian. How 0 degree east to west is known as equator, same like that, this is north to south 0 degree line, this is known as prime meridian. By seeing this, you will be understanding. See what are North Pole, South Pole, west, east part, and which is equator. 0 degree west to east imaginary line is known as equator, and North pole to south pole 0 degree, that is the longitude, that is known as prime meridian. So they have given in detail. By seeing this image you will be understanding very clearly, is it? Have you understood what is prime meridian, what is equator, what is north pole, south pole? Have you all understood? Look at this image. Yes, west to east, a 0 degree line, that is known as equator. North pole to south pole, the imaginary line, that is known as prime meridian. Now let's see about longitude and time. The best means of measuring time is by the movement of the earth. How we are measuring the time? By movement of the earth. The moon and the planets also. How we are measuring our time? Movement of the earth, the moon and the planets. The sun regularly rises and sets every day, and naturally it is best timekeeper throughout the world. Local time be reckoned by the shadow cast by the sun, which is the shortest at noon and longest at sunrise and sunset. When the prime meridian of Greenwich has the sun at the highest point in the sky, all the places along this meridian will have midday or noon. As the earth rotates from the west to east, those places east of Greenwich will be ahead of Greenwich time, and those to the west will be behind it. The rate of difference can be calculated as follows. The earth rotates 360 degree in about 24 hours, which means 50 degree an hour or 1 degree in 4 minutes. Thus, when it is 12 noon at Greenwich, the time at 15 degree east of Greenwich will be 15 into 4, 60 minutes. So 1 hour ahead of Greenwich time, which means 1 p.m. Why do we have standard time? The local time of places which are on different meridians are bound to differ. So for example, it will be difficult to prepare a timetable for trains which across several longitudes. In India, for instance, there will be a difference of about 1 hour and 45 minutes in the local times of Dwaraka in Gujarat and Dibrugarh in Assam. In India, the longitude of 82.5 degree east, that is 82 degree 30 east, is treated as the standard meridian. What is our Indian standard meridian? 82.5 degree east, the local time. At this meridian is taken as the standard time for the whole country. It is known as the Indian Standard Time, that is IST. Now, Kabir lives in a small town near Bhopal. He tells his friend Alok that they will not be able to sleep tonight. A day and night cricket match between India and England had started at 2 p.m. in London. This means that the match would begin at 7:30 p.m. in India and finish well into the night. Do you know what is the time difference between India and England? India located east of Greenwich at 82.30 east is 5 hours and 30 minutes ahead of GMT. GMT means, what is GMT? Greenwich Mean Time. So it will be 7:30 p.m. in India when it is 2 p.m. noon in London. Some countries have a great longitudinal extent, and so they have adopted more than one standard time. For example, in Russia, there are as many as 11 standard times. The earth has been divided into 24 time zones of 1 hour each. Each zone thus covers 50 degree of longitude. Okay children, we came to an end of the lesson. What you have to do is you have to find out the answers for this book back questions. There are exercise book back, so you have to find out the answers. If you did not find the answers, you can call me and ask. I will be helping out for this answers. Before that, you have to read the book carefully and also listen my videos. After that, answer these questions. If you did not find, you can call me after 1 in the noon. Once you finish finding answers for the book back also, you will be prepared for the online test number 2 on Thursday evening 6 to 8. I will be sending the link for you. 6 o'clock you can open and check it out and click on the link. You have to finish it within 6 to 8. Within the same day, 6 to I will be giving only 2 hours. After that, I will be closing the link. Before that, you all have to finish my answer, finish my test and give submit. Have you understood? Okay children, revise well, read well, find out the answers. If you did not find any answers, you can give me a call. All the best for the exam. Let's meet in the next session. Thank you. Bye bye.